We'll start a new Revit file and draw a new exterior brick on CMU walls in level 1 that we can use to show the different wall tools. You can change the visual display of the detail level to fine in order to see the different layers of wall material. We'll go to the 3D view and take a look at sweeps and reveals. Under the wall tool, sweeps and reveals can be placed on the wall after it has been drawn or placed within the wall type. A sweep is a projection that comes away from the wall, and the reveal does just the opposite and cuts back into the wall surface. Select Wall Sweep and then pick the wall, and you'll see that the sweep projects away from the wall. Going to the reveal cuts back into the wall here. You can place horizontal and vertical sweeps and reveals by selecting in the ribbon horizontal or vertical placement. Once you've placed a sweep, you can pick Restart Wall Sweep to place others, and the same applies for the reveals. You can place them in elevation or here in the 3D view to place them on different elevations. If you select one of your sweeps, you can then pick Edit Type in the Properties and change the profile under Construction to a different predefined profile, like Wall Sweep Brick Soldier Course 2 bricks. When you pick Apply, you'll see that the sweep updates to the new profile. Keep in mind that we may want to duplicate this original sweep. Going back to the default profile and picking Apply and OK. If you select one of your sweeps, as we already did, you can use Modify Returns to change the angle of the sweep or the way that it turns the wall. An angle of 45 will look different than an angle of 135. In the elevation view, we can place them on different surfaces, like this sweep that goes all the way across. If we select that sweep, we can pick Add and Remove Walls to select the portion of the sweep that we'd want to remove. As an option, you can use Split Face to split just the face of the material. In the Modify tab, in the Geometry panel, you can pick Split Face, select the face that you'd like to split, and then use these tools to draw your split face shape. Then pick Finish Edit Mode, and then just underneath the split face icon, there's an icon called Paint. You can change the material, maybe carpet, and select here the portion of the face that you'd like to change. This is a great tool for sidewalks and splitting the surface of floor material from one room to another. If we draw a wall that's an interior 5-inch partition, we know that at the intersection of this wall, it's going to automatically clean up. If we want to disallow that wall to be joined and cleaned up with this other wall, we can highlight the wall, right click, and pick Disallow Join. Now, as I pull my interior wall close to the exterior wall, it will not clean up. If I select the wall and then pick the small toggle here, I can join the wall and clean up that intersection. Also, in the Modified tab, in the Geometry panel, you'll find the Wall Joins tool. The Wall Joins tool will help you change the look of these corners, wall corners. Select here the corner, and then notice in the options bar you have a butt joint and a miter. If you pick in front of miter, you'll see that the display changes. Taking a look at in-place walls, we can go to the 3D view, go to the Home tab and pick Component, Model in Place. We're creating an in-place wall that has a unique shape and attaching a category to it. It does make a difference what category you pick because it will take on the properties of that category. We'll scroll down to Walls and pick OK. And we'll call this in-place wall and then pick OK. Here you'll see some of the same tools that we used when we were creating mass models and using the Create Form tool. So we're going to create a sweep. We can go ahead and select Sweep and draw a path by picking Sketch Path. We can draw a path for our wall. We can then finish that path by picking here the green check mark. And you'll notice that there's a profile here on the path. We can select it and pick Edit Profile and then draw the profile of our wall. Using these draw tools, once you draw the profile of your wall, pick Finish Edit Mode and then pick it again, then pick Finish Model, and your wall is created. If we place a door or a window in this wall, it retains the properties of a wall to place inserts and work with wall properties, like selecting the wall and picking Edit in Place, and then selecting the wall again so that we can change the material finish in the properties to something like concrete. Pick OK, making sure that concrete does have the surface pattern and the cut pattern as concrete. We can pick OK and see that that wall has been changed to the material concrete. I can pick Finish and see the new in place, our new one here. Let's go ahead and cancel out of that and place a curtain wall. Over here in Space, we can go to Wall tool, and in this drop down, go to Curtain Wall 1 and place our curtain wall. It's like a sheet of glass, so in the Home tab, we can use Curtain Grid to establish our grid locations for our mullions. You can place them horizontally and vertically using several different placement methods, and then use temporary dimensions to change the height of the vertical and horizontal grid. And then in the Home tab, you can place mullions by selecting the grid lines, the whole grid line, or a grid line segment, or all grid lines under the placement panel. You can also change the type of mullion by dropping the list down in Properties to select different types of profiles for your mullion. By selecting a mullion, you can change the way that that mullion breaks at the intersection, making it go continuously through or breaking it so that the other mullion can go continuously through. We can go to the Insert tab and pick Load Family, and under Doors, we can load the curtain wall storefront double door. There are other curtain wall families here. With that loaded, we're going to select the panel. And you can do that by either resting your pointer here and tabbing until you get that panel that you'd like to select, and then click, or you can select everything with the window and use the filter to uncheck everything except for curtain panel. And then in the properties drop down, you can scroll up to the curtain wall section and pick storefront double door to place your door. You can also select a panel and change the wall type. You can select the panel, pick edit type, and change the material. Duplicating the glass material, you can change the material name to glass custom, and then change the render appearance to a different glass glazing. You can pick whatever you'd like. I'll pick green and OK. There are several settings here that you can change for its glossiness and reflectivity. You can pick apply and OK. When you change your shading to realistic, you'll see the material, which will give you an idea of what it will look like when you render your curtain wall. If we select mullion and delete it and want to remove this portion of the grid, we can select the curtain grid and pick add remove segments, and then select this segment to delete it, creating a different panel size.